All right, we're going to go ahead and call to order the Tangi Parish School Board meeting for July 28th, 2026, 6 o'clock p.m. Miss Amanda, can we get a roll call vote, please, as people start making their way back to their seats? Thank you.
Mr. Anthony?
Here.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Present.
Let's see. Ms. Dominguez?
Present.
Mr. Piazza?
Here.
Mr. Duncan?
Here.
Ms. Richards?
President.
Mr. Moore?
Here.
Ms. Abrams?
Here.
All right, item B will be the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Duncan, would you mind leading us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Item 2A is consider approval of the Tangi Parish School Board meeting minutes for July 7th, 2026.
So moved.
Got a motion by Mr. Piazza,
Second.
second by Mr. Westmoreland. Do we have any objection to approving the minutes? All right, hearing no objection, item carries. Item B, consider the approval of the Tangi Parish School Board personnel meeting minutes for July 28th, 2026. Before anybody makes a motion, that would be required to waive the rules.
Move to waive the rules that require a one-day layover before approving board reports.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Duncan
Second.
and a second by Mr. Westmoreland. Ms. Amanda, can we get a roll call on that one, please?
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to adopt the school board personnel meeting minutes of July 28, 2026.
Okay. Got a motion to adopt the minutes from the personnel meetings from July 28th, 2026 by Mr. Westmoreland. Do we have a second?
Mr. President, the point of order, which I've tried to mention in previous meetings, when we approve committee reports, we are not approving committee minutes.
Yes,
We
sir.
are approving the recommendations made by the committee in their committee meeting. So it should be on the agenda as approval of the committee's reports.
Okay.
And that's the proper motion.
Okay.
That's the motion.
All right. Ms. Amanda, did you get that as the motion? Okay. And Mr. Duncan, is that a second?
Did I thought Joey said, no, I'll second it then.
All right. And we have a second to the amended motion. It's not really amended, it's changing the language. Is that sufficient?
Clarification.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
I know that's rare, usually I am the second, but no, it's going to be Mr. Duncan.
All right. And Ms. Amanda, when you get caught up with all that, we can go ahead and do a roll call vote, please. No, that was a mouthful.
Who seconded? I'm sorry.
Mr. Duncan.
Mr. Duncan. Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. All right, we'll move to item 3A. That's the June check register. Mr. McNeely.
This was originally scheduled for the 21st, and I was going to be out of the country, and so Ms. Deborah Anderson, our Business Services Director, has practiced and is ready for this, so I'm going to turn it over and let her handle tonight.
All right. We have questions tonight too, I believe, so.
He told me I couldn't say
Be
anything.
prepared.
He made sure before he left town, he's like, you better not answer any questions. So you should have in front of you the June check register. I don't think we've received any questions. I'm not exactly sure if you'll go to the last page, I'm sorry, page 41. I didn't print that whole thing out.
33 million.
You can see we did 35 million? Is that
36,
right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right at $36 million in accounts payable. And like I said, we didn't have any questions on that.
if no one minds, I'm gonna ask a question that Mr. Piazza and I discussed last night. You may not be able to answer this, but if somebody from administration can, I noticed that we still have a pretty good chunk to ESS. What are they still doing for us at this point? This is not like a gotcha moment.
Cafeteria, they do cafeteria subs.
They do
for the most part.
cafeteria. They do support staff.
Support
That's
staff,
our
cafeteria.
support,
Okay,
right.
gotcha,
Not
gotcha.
teacher sub, but support.
Got it. All right,
Right.
thank you. That was easy enough, all right? Anybody else have any questions?
No, administration already answered mine, so thank you, guys. I had sent in an information and I got it, so thank you.
All right, it's not an
All right.
action item, so we'll move on to item B, which is the sales tax update. And that's going to be also Ms. Deborah?
Yes.
All right.
If you see, this is our sales tax summary through the month of June 30th. Annual total, you can see, was 75, almost 76 million in revenue, and it was an almost 9% increase. So it has been a very good year. So we appreciate everyone shopping local for that.
Absolutely. Now, does anybody else have a question regarding sales tax update? Because I do, if not. All right.
See a trend here, Mr. Anthony.
I think this is an important one to think about because Mr. McNeely or Ms. Anderson's probably answered this one. Seeing that we had an increase of, 6 million over what our estimated total was going to be, how are we taking that number from this year to do this next budget? So in other words, if we budgeted for what we expected to be from the year to date, the previous year, which would have been 70, or right at 70 million, and this year we collected 75.6, are we basing our budget off of the 75.6, or we're going back to the 69.5 that it was the previous year?
So last year, so go back to the 24-25 column, you see actual was 69 million. We budgeted 71 million, or about a $2 million increase.
Okay.
It wound up being 75 million, which was about $4.5 million over our budget.
Okay.
For this year, which you have the budget in your hand, I believe we did a small increase like that again. We're not budgeting a 9% increase because that would not be prudent. So we're budgeting another slight increase. I think it's somewhere around, we got 76, so I think we're budgeting around 78 or 79 million. Off the top of my head, I don't, but it's in the budget that y'all have tonight.
But Mr. McNeely, to answer, I think what he was asking is that when we budgeted, as you said, thinking that we were going to get 71 million. We actually got 75, according to this report. So there was 4 million that went into the fund balance that we're going to end up having to drain, right?
Right, so that was part of the revised budget that y'all just recently approved, that we revised that budget up to the 75 million. Some of that was in the second tax, so the first penny, all of it goes in the general fund. The second penny, we allocate some to capital outlay, some to maintenance, and some to general fund. So the excess actually went to maintenance because of the extraordinary expenditures we've had this year in maintenance. And debt service is
I guess-
the other thing, gets a little piece. You see debt service gets 1.5 million.
So that's where that extra 4 that we weren't anticipating went. It went to cover some maintenance expenses and some debt service expenses.
Last year.
Okay.
My assumption is it would be very, very helpful if we have another year where we have a 9%, considering what we have to come up with after the ruling
Correct.
from the legislature.
Correct. And I'll remind, when you see, sales tax was up $6 million, great. That's this percentage of our revenue. MFP is this percentage of our revenue. So the state can adjust MFP just a little bit and hit us just like they did this year. We're up 6 million on sales tax, but we're down 5.3 million, 5.1 million on what they're holding back.
But one way that we could address what we know is coming, right, with the having to figure out what to do about the governor's executive order, is we could ask you to estimate our sales tax revenue to be a little higher than what you want to estimate it to be, and that could help close our hole.
Yes, and the good news is it's not something we're having to address today. It's not going to be paid until probably May of next year. And if we see sales tax running, then there's not like it did this year, we don't have to make any major adjustment. We know that we have the additional money coming in our local sales tax, assuming the rest of MFP stays the same.
Sure. Okay, well, thank y'all for answering those questions. We'll move to item C, which is the monthly financial update for May 2026. Ms. Anderson again.
Yeah, you skipped the
Skip
EFIT.
the E.
I thought we just did B. Sales tax update. Oh, well, there's two items
Yeah.
under sales
Yeah.
tax. My bad.
EFT.
Yeah, let's go to the EFIT.
Okay, so like Jeff was saying, we contribute some of our sales tax to our EFIT account. We have a percentage change of about 11%. I do know that it has been discussed as far as what our EFIT account is happening to our EFIT account. But these are the ending numbers through June. Our ending total for EFIT was right at 17 million that we were looking at as far as in revenue.
All right, any questions?
I did have one question. It might be, I'm sure, Ms. Deb. So because when we have a surplus, if somebody's looking at our budget, where could they find that for the general public at home to say? Because I know some people follow and they go, oh, okay, I see where we've increased that. If they're looking at their general budget, where could that be found where that excess goes to? Is that just under where maintenance was budgeted, or is that, like, is there a simple term for people to see? Because I think it's very important what Mr. Anthony and Mr. Brett said, because some people look at these and they go, oh, well, they've got $2 million. They must be holding on to that money. They don't know it's being allocated to other projects that are not as fortunate.
But for us accountants, terms are very important. And a surplus would mean that we spent less money than we had, and we created a surplus. Okay, that didn't happen last year. What you had is a budget variance. So we had a $4.5 million positive budget variance in that particular revenue. But we may have had a $2 million budget deficit, negative variance in another area, and we may have had expenses that actually ran higher, which also happened. So you have to to determine if there was a deficit or surplus, you have to take it all into account. Our budget has a slight deficit for the year, but it's because the budget has some cushion built into it. Okay, but until the auditors give us that final statement, I can't tell you if we had a surplus or a deficit for the year. So there's a lot of moving parts to our financial position.
The reason why I say that is because this can be very intimidating to some of our people, but we are very transparent in here. I just want people to be able to read it and know where to look for that stuff.
And that's your, we haven't talked, that's your copies.
Right.
We're not going to bring this up until the finance, but we wanted you to have a chance to look at it. If you notice, it's been getting that GP shot, and it went from this big to now it's like this big.
Right.
So I think it's a lot more informative with a lot less detail, so you can it's a lot more readable now.
Thank you, guys.
And something that I just want to kind of touch on also. There's a huge difference between budget, what you think you're going to do, and actually what ends up happening by the end of the year. Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Ida, when something like that happens, that may not affect your budget at that time, but it is going to affect your actual. So budget is based on, yes, what we think we're going to get, what we hope we're going to get, and that hope we're going to spend on. But when the actual numbers come through, which Jeff said, is our audited financial statements, which we ended up finishing the budget. We start tomorrow working on the audit. So our audited numbers we will have by December. We'll have our audit finished and we'll have those numbers then. But until those come in, you won't know exactly where we end up, okay? Sorry, there is a gnat flying around here. Okay.
I will move to item C, which is the monthly financial update for May.
I don't know which one you're going to pull up first. Okay, so if you look at this is our general fund by function. This report was given, I think, I don't know if Jeff had received any questions on this. This basically takes you through all of the different things that flow through our general fund. This is the same format that you have inside your budget. What we've tried to do is make the formatting match from what you're getting monthly to what you're seeing on the budget. So if you have any questions or, but if you look at it, our ending fund balance, on our actual figures as far as 5/31, 2026 is 37,358,063. Okay.
It's only through the end of May.
That's only through the end of May.
It's not
'Cause
the end of the budget year.
Not into the budget year. It takes, right now, we are still wrapping up the end of June. You have to think with our 12-month employees, our 9-month employees, we're still doing accrual payrolls and things like that. We won't close out the end of the year until mid-August. You're always going to have at least a month and a half behind just because of timing differences. Okay? Then you have your general fund statement of net position. And that's basically what we consider a balance sheet, or in governmental terms, your statement of net position. It gives us your fund balances, our audited, and then our actual through 5/31. Okay? The next one is your all funds. Now, the first one that I talked about was just our general fund. This is all funds. This shows you your budget to actual comparison for all funds. If you look on your all funds, you'll have your MFP, your sales tax, property tax, all of those revenue accounts, and then your expenditures also by function. And when you get to the bottom of it, which will be our fund balance there on actual is 3.5 million. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know where they pulled that one. Yeah, it's 280 that we had, the 276. I don't know where they came up with that one. Okay, and then your all fund statement of net position. And basically, this is a balance sheet for all funds. And you can see for our total liabilities and fund balance, you're talking about a $418 million. Okay?
Thank you. Any questions from Ms. Anderson? All right, hearing no questions and not being an action item, we can move on to item 4, board actions, and item A under board actions is consider approval of the pest control services for 2026 and 2027. Excuse me.
Good evening, everyone. And for our pest control bid, we had 6 bidders. The winning bidder was Pest Master of Baton Rouge. They're a franchisee from that area, and we're recommending the board to approve their contract for this school year. We checked on their background.
That
Look
attachment?
at Miss Amanda.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's
And which one are we recommending?
the cheapest one.
Top one? Check
Mr.
Snyder?
Trent.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, well, do we have,
you know, a motion, and then we can talk.
yeah, please.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the
All right.
recommendation.
We have a motion by Mr. Dominguez. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Piazza.
Okay,
All right, Mr.
so
Dominguez. Yeah.
could you clarify the disparity in the 20,000 versus 155,000?
We were confused with that too. They all had the same exact bid document. It was very clear how we wanted it to be priced, and we just could not understand. You know, the winning bid is not that far off what we've been paying in previous years. And so I don't think it's because the first 3 are too low. I think maybe the other ones were thinking it was more of a job than what they had anticipated. You know, we're going to spray the buildings, the schools once a year, and do all the lounges and cafeterias once a year. So I don't know if it's the difference in the solution that they're using or what, but the labor is the same.
For their base their base is what's constituting the difference, especially on the last one. But, okay.
Who has it this year?
Bay Pest, we've had them for the last several years.
How's their performance? Do we feel how was their performance? Do we like their performance?
Bay Pest?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, we've had a lot of complaints with Bay Pest.
Yeah.
And we were glad that they did not win the bid this year.
So one more question then. So clarify then if we weren't necessarily that pleased with the last business. So what's in the contract to prevent anything that can we get out of this in the middle of the year if they're not doing what they're supposed to do? Or they're only spraying once a year, so how can you just spray all your buildings once a year and expect to not have any problems?
No, they're spraying the entire building once a year, but they're doing lounges and all the.
Cafeteria is once a month, but
Yeah.
not everything.
I think a lot of that would be covered under call-outs. If you had an issue,
Yeah.
if you notice that their bid on call-outs is $175, that's higher than everybody else. Well, it's second highest. Because I do see that there's somebody that charges $250 per call-out. But I think that's where they cover any issues that they might have that comes up in the.
Yeah, but where there be a lot of issues that they get extra money.
Yeah, from
And
what I
then when-
understand, we didn't even spray the schools in previous years. We included in this year's bid, it was only the lounges and cafeterias in previous years. So I just went by the advice of the maintenance department. They said that, if this works, then fine. If not, we can use the call-outs and we can always change the bid next year.
Mr. Richards?
One of the things that I know with the discrepancy could possibly be because we had new bidders that, that was kind of experimenting with it and didn't know the exact description of what they really needed to do. But however, with that set aside, I know that we don't have to take the lowest bid, and we just talked about the 76 mil that of the shopping at home, and I just kind of like shopping at home when we're looking at our vendors too. So I'm looking at RPC with the 29,000.
Your motion?
It's already got a motion, so we could talk about it.
Yeah.
No, you would
And
need
that-
to amend the motion.
And
Yeah,
then
amendment.
that's also, it's 150 on their call out, whereas a Schuck Schneider is 175. So they may use their call out to make up the difference in the money to get that $9,000.
Or vice versa, though. If we got call-outs more, it's gonna cost us more. So that goes two
Right.
ways on that. I get where you're coming from, Ms. Richmond. I agree.
I mean, we're encouraging people to shop at home, but yet we're going out of state and out of
And
the
that's saying,
parish to get other people to work here.
I respect that too. That's what I'm saying. I support that. I get
Can
it.
we make an amendment to this and say that we want to take a different bid?
Make it
Yeah,
amendment.
you can make whatever motion you want.
You can do a substitute motion.
Yeah.
All right, I would like to make a substitute motion that we go with RPC Pest Management Solutions.
Second motion.
I do have a question. Have we worked with this group before, the RPC? Have we worked with
They're the
them?
ones who do our termite.
And their performance is? Okay, so excellent service out of RPC. Gotcha.
Ms. Amanda, did you get those two motions?
It has
Okay.
to be.
Okay.
Question.
Mr. Duncan, please.
So, you said, have we, I was a little, I guess I didn't understand what you said earlier. You said in the previous years when we've done pest services, we have not done the annual full campus treatment. This is the first time that we've.
Is that right, Charlie?
Microphone. Yes, sir.
Have done school-wide at the beginning of school year the last couple of years, but it was split, where Ms. Kendra had Bay Pest Control, maintenance had RPC. We've had excellent service at RPC. When we call them out for something, if we do have an emergency, they're there within an hour.
So the next question then,
So we did decide to combine it all this year and do it all together.
Okay, well, so so the first part is, so we have done full campus treatments in
Correct.
years past?
Correct.
All right. In last year, does anybody know how many times we've had to do call-outs over the course of the year?
Very, very few.
So it's not very often where we have to bring them back to do an extra service?
No, usually the only thing was termites or something off the wall, something crazy.
And termites are not part of this contract? That's a different contract? Okay.
And RPC has that contract.
Is that something we send out bids for, the termite contract?
Yes. And we do it because not every location has one. It's just the ones we have problems with.
So we have a sub-motion by Ms.
Ms.
Robin.
Ms. Amanda has a motion by Ms. Abrams, a substitute motion rather,
That's what we vote on.
to accept RPC with a second by Ms. Janice or Ms. Richards. Any other questions or comments? All right, we're going to do a roll call vote on this one, please, if you don't mind.
On the substitute motion.
Yes.
I've got that. Mr. Anthony,
Abstain.
Mr. Westmoreland,
Yes.
Ms. Abrams,
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez,
Yes.
Mr. Duncan,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Piazza,
Yes.
Ms. Richards.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Item B is consider approval of request for proposal for disaster management grant and FEMA consulting services for 26-27 to the Plexus Group.
We had 6 proposals for our disaster management consulting, and all of the proposals that we received were excellent. Any one of the 6 could do the job for us, so we had to keep going back and forth and narrowing it down, scoring them. It came down to the top 2, Westwood and Plexus, and we discussed it further, and we came to the unanimous agreement that we wanted to recommend the Plexus Group. And one of the reasons why was because their rates were lower. And so they have all the resources in place that we need, or if we have a disaster, whether it's something small or large. And they have a team in place, and from what I understand, their project manager is from Tangi Parish. And so I think the school board would be in good hands with this firm, with all of our reimbursement claims for FEMA, insurance claims, grants, and some other optional services that we might need from them. So we're recommending the Plexus.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion.
Who made the motion? I'm sorry.
Me, Robin.
Ms. Abrams. Motion from Ms. Abrams. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Westmoreland. Any questions, comments, concerns from the board?
I have, so I guess we'll first say I appreciate that y'all gave us all of these scoring sheets, and then the comparison charts. What I don't have, and I think what would be helpful is, I don't know what these people are doing for us. That's not included in our supporting documents. What was the RFP that got sent out, and what are we asking? What are we hiring them to do?
I got you. So currently, HGA, Hunt Gilead, is our position contractor. This is a contractor, a pre-positioned contractor in the event you have an emergency storm or whatever, and then you issue task orders for them to begin operating. So FEMA likes for you to have these in place. One of the first task orders that we will have for them is for them to now generate an RFP to have a contractor in place to respond to damage and that type of stuff. So they are basically to hold our hand through the FEMA process, the insurance process. In the past, DCMC was one of the companies that did that. It was replaced by HGA a couple of years ago.
And this would be for future services if we have another, so this is not replacing the company or the 3 different companies that we hired over the past 5 years to help with Ida and all of those claims.
Right, we're coming in for a landing with HGA on closing out the Ida stuff. And we actually got checks the other day from the 2016 flood, I believe. Is that what? Yeah, 2016 flood.
These people are not working on the previous stuff. These people are working on stuff that may happen in the future.
Right.
Okay, that's what I needed to.
I should have mentioned, it is a 3-year contract, not just for this 1 year.
I did have a quick question. After reviewing the documents, I was just curious. It looks like Roaston or Roaston,
Roast on.
they were pretty close to play. Was there a reason why we divvied to the other rather than that one?
Compare the size, it's like Plexos and Westwood were national. They just had many more claims experience with FEMA.
Gotcha.
And so it was a matter of size more than anything.
Like I said, I was just curious. When
Yeah.
I was looking at it, I mean, it was very minute what was in
Yeah,
scoring.
It's kind of like judging gymnastics. It's hard to split that fine of a line, but
All right, thank you. Any other questions, comments? No? All right, Ms. Amanda, can we get a roll call vote for this one, please? Thank you.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item C is consider approval of the low quote to replace or repair Amite High School baseball lighting, which I thought we had just done, but you can maybe explain?
I swear I thought y'all approved
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
And we went back through the minutes. We can't find it. We went back and listened to meetings. So we all have a memory, a shared memory that I'm not sure ever happened. All right. So
Because Mark,
we have,
I sent them the minutes to you.
I forwarded
When you
Mark
called
them.
me, I sent them to you.
And yeah.
so in light of not having anything to send to Indigo, we put it back on the agenda. So what we're asking the board tonight is either, and I brought both to you, we're either going to replace all of the LED lighting at Amite High School baseball for $170,000, which will require, and that will be pending court approval, or the other proposal that we have is to repair the existing lights. Can you pull that one up?
And how,
I think that was the other one you just clicked in the middle, right there. Yeah, scroll down. I think so. Okay. And so to repair the existing lights and readjust them is $75,000. And so
Are they going to be
whatever the wishes of the board.
LEDs again?
No, they do not currently have LEDs. They have regular lights. But those lights were installed
40 years ago?
40 years ago.
Do we have a recommendation from administration, or are we supposed to? come
We
up
would
with
love
our
to
own?
do whatever the board would like for us to do on this.
The board would like to,
That's your
yeah,
motion?
that's right.
That's her motion.
That's my motion.
But it's two options. You gotta pick
Okay,
an option.
the LED, we want the LED
She wants
lights.
to replace all, not.
Yes,
and I'll,
yes, because it's been 40 years, and we don't know if the balances are,
Mark's-
all of that, and
No, both of them.
Okay. and,
I'll second that
Can we go
motion.
back to the other bid real quick, please? I just wanted to make sure, and you want to use Mark's Electric for
Yes.
the replacement of the LED lights at the Amite High School baseball field. So we have a motion by Ms. Richards and a second by Mr. Piazza. And before we make a vote, do we have any questions?
Just I'll point out that one requires court approval and the other one doesn't. The 170,000, I think, is going to require court approval, and the other one that's 75,000, we can start tomorrow. So
I'd
it's,
rather wait.
just so long as everybody knows
I'd
that
rather
that's
wait.
the difference.
So that's a really good point. I will point out as another good point that these will cost the system less electricity over the span of time. So that's something to look forward to.
And as far as the process, we were to the point, that we've already noticed the plaintiffs, we had noticed the court, it was just, and we couldn't
Yeah.
find the minutes.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
And I don't think the plaintiffs are going to object.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, any other questions, comments, concerns on this one?
Call for a vote.
All right, call for vote, please, Ms. Amanda.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
absolutely.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Just make sure this one sticks.
Right. You have it, Ms.
Oh, I have it, it's in there.
This one needs to stick.
All right, we'll move on to item D. Consider approval for the 26-27 cafeteria uniforms bid to S&H Uniforms Group. I had Mr. McNeely, but we'll let you speak instead.
To adopt the administration's recommendation.
There you go.
Second.
So we have a motion by Mr. Duncan to adopt administration's recommendation and a second by Mr. Piazza. All right. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns on this one from the board?
Yeah, this is a.
All right, hearing no questions, comments, or concerns, Ms. Amanda, you call for vote, please?
Mr. Anthony?
Wait, hang on, back it up. Why are we waiting?
Because we were looking at this, we didn't see it. Once again, this is a, not that big of a difference in price, and we're going with a.
This is not a professional service.
Yep.
It's not an option.
It's not an option? All right, we're just going with somebody in New York compared to somebody in Hammond.
Yeah, we don't have a choice on that.
All right, so we'll carry on with the vote. So I think I was asked and I answered yes, so on to the next one.
Yes.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Reluctantly, yes.
All right, yeah.
Motion
Item.
passes.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't even let you get your sentence out. Item E is staffing audit, RFP, Central Office and Family Services. Hold on, before we go any further. So, I didn't really like the way the agenda item was written, but this is, I think what we're asked, this is an action item. What we're asking is permission from the board to, or not permission necessarily, but a directive from the board to ask administration to seek RFPs for an audit of the Central Office and Family Services staff. Mr. Piazza.
So, yeah, we talked about this at the last meeting. Ms. Steele was not present. The board made a suggestion that we bring it to the next board meeting when the superintendent would be present. We had a presenter that came in and talked about doing a professional audit on our staffing of both Central Office and Family Services. That person presented their numbers. It was suggested by Mr. Toller that the administration should probably send out RFPs to make sure we're getting the correct prices from other firms, not just this one. I agreed, so therefore it is on the board agenda tonight to ask the administration to send out RFPs to have consulting companies come in and do an internal audit of our staff at Central Office and Family Services. I would also like to make that motion and make sure to include in there that the administration CCs the board, the entire board, when those RFPs are sent out.
Okay. So do we have, does anyone want to make a motion for this?
I made the motion. I
I'm
made the
sorry,
motion
you-
for
all
administration,
right.
send out RFPs
Okay.
and make sure to CC the board and everything that when it's sent out.
All right, so we have a motion by Mr. Piazza. Do we have a second?
A second.
All right, we have a second by Ms. Abrams. Any other comments, suggestions, concerns, questions? No? Anything? All right,
One question, though.
okay.
So, Joy, just kind of explain why we're just concentrating on Central Office and Family Services?
Those are the easiest ones to audit without having to go to individual campuses. So if you went and audited teachers, support staff, counselors, you're talking about a lot of money and a lot of time. Majority of people usually question Central Office and Family Services. I think we're properly staffed. However, to be good stewards, to make sure that we are properly staffed, so that the company that was suggested last time, they make suggestions. They don't say, hey, you have to fire people. They say, hey, we think you have X amount in finance compared to your neighbors. That's correct. Or no, you might need to add one. You might be a little short. This is to ensure that we are properly staffed in the Central Office and Family Service, which is one of our larger departments, is to make sure we're properly staffed for both our financial budgeting, our services we provide to students, and to make sure that when we do get this new board and superintendent, we can hand them a good report saying, hey, we just audited this for you, you're properly staffed, you're good to go. So it's just to give them a good report. It's not to have a witch hunt, it's not to fire people, it's to say, hey, we are properly staffed compared to our neighbors.
I think we did something similar to this with a company called Leapfrog or
Lean
Frog.
Frog.
Thank you.
It's
But
been-
it was probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
Right.
At least, so we'd probably wait for that.
And again, we've done this as a board, like Mr. Duncan says, every so many years. And usually it follows either with a new superintendent or a major change to the system. And we've had a lot of changes. We've had a lot of things come through.
We also did it specifically for the transportation department not too many years ago, where we did a similar process.
For clarity, where it says central office, which is a location, I'm assuming family
Administration.
services, you mean that location, not people who work in family services. You mean the family services building.
That's a good point that you made, because it almost wants to be anywhere other than an instructional campus. That could be maintenance, that could be technology. I mean, do we need to maybe amend the language on this?
And like I said, you can, look,
Suggestion on that.
I brought this forth to the board because I've gotten asked that question. I agree with it. It is up to the board to determine what sites they want to be visited. I just would really highly recommend avoiding school sites because you're talking about a lot of money when you're talking about.
It may be possible to do the RFP and get feedback, and then it be task orders to where you can say, okay, we want to look, we would like here, 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 here. You can kind of.
I mean, I'm particularly interested, the governor says that we have all this fat in every other place besides
Right.
our school buildings.
Right.
So I'm particularly interested to see where we can find that.
Yep.
Wherever, as long as it's outside of the school buildings, I want to look at it, and try to find that extra fluff.
Is that for the purpose of satisfying the governor, or are we actually trying to, are we actually trying to justify,
I'm trying to justify it with
the
with
current
our budget.
employee status? Because I haven't thoroughly understood yet why we even being asked to do this. I know that you may be able to explain that in a little more detail.
Before you do,
The
let me.
reason and the rationale behind it.
Yeah, let me recognize Ms. Dominguez, and we'll come back and let Joey answer that question.
Well, it's definitely, like you said, the wording's misleading. Central office, family services. If you're going to do it's basically staffing, maintenance. I would say maintenance. Maybe not transportation because we've just did that and we know we don't have the bus drivers that they're going to tell us we need to hire anyway. But I would say this needs to be. What did you say? Write it up and then come back and let us see what we need to choose off the RFP. I mean, that's a good idea. You can't, the purpose is, we know we don't have enough maintenance. I can tell you right now, we don't have
Right.
enough.
Guaranteed.
maintenance people. But we could at least try to accommodate some of the guidelines if they send us. Because we don't want them to just say, oh, no, you have too many. We want to know what would be more efficient, like we've done in the past. What's the most efficient use of your employees in each department? Does one department have way more than they need and the next department doesn't have enough? That's what I would be interested in seeing.
Yeah.
I don't have experience dealing with this, but I would say the more you broaden your scope,
The more money it's going to be.
the more money
Oh, yeah.
that's going to cost
Yeah.
versus if you say, okay, analyze the surrounding parishes based on student count, based on funding, what's a number of people to have in HR?
I'm thinking that's
And
where
how does that compare?
guidelines on.
But if you
the
start
direction.
getting into, start asking deeper questions than that, it's.
More money.
All right. Mr. Piazza, you want to answer Mr.
So,
Moore's direct question?
Yeah, Ms. Rose kind of hit on it a little bit. It's more to make sure that we are adequately supplying services to our students with the staff that we have. It's to make sure that what we have on staff is adequately enough to make sure we're servicing students. And if we have an abundance that is not necessary, we can reallocate those services to where we are lacking.
And Joey, you're mainly looking at positions, not, like, I know when Lean Frog did this, they looked at positions, but they also looked at our salary schedules. I don't know that we need to do that again.
No, I don't, I'm not.
You're just looking at whether we have the right number of personnel and staff in non-instructional positions.
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that gives the administration some direction.
Okay, can you repeat that, Brett, because I'm wondering do we need to change the language in this, or do you think it's clear enough that the expectation is set?
I mean, the motion is to direct them to create an RFP for a staffing audit as discussed in the meeting.
Okay.
So my concern is basically just to understand the need for the audit itself. I mean, there must be something, right, that we can document, or that's something that would justify even creating the audit, asking for it. I mean, do we need it? I heard Brett say that the governor is saying that we've got positions that we're not trimming the fat. And I mean, that would be a significant, that would be a good rationale.
I might be able to answer that
But
one.
yeah.
So Joey and I started looking into this way before the governor's executive order. In the last several months, we've been talking about it, and he and I both agreed, and I don't really care how it's done, but this is where we're at today. But there's I want to say consensus, but there's a lot of people in the public that believe and that have claimed that we're top-heavy. And there's also people that believe and claim that if we've had to pull somebody off of a school campus for a poor performance, we've stuck them at central office somewhere. And if that's the case, this audit might show that. And if it's not the case, then we'll go back and say, you're wrong, we haven't done that. So if it is the case, and it just so happens that we are very, very top-heavy, this would also be useful since now we have had an executive order saying we have to come up with $7.5 million. So I think it's just the timing is pretty good, considering it's getting approved at this time. But like Joey said, I think that we're elected to be good stewards of the taxpayer money, and spending a little bit to find out if we're doing so, to me, makes sense. So it has nothing to do with the governor's executive order, unless, of course, we do see a multitude of savings as a result of the audit. And again, for any employee that might be watching, this is not a witch hunt. This is just making sure that we're doing the right thing with the taxpayer money, and that's what we're elected to do, I feel like.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony. That was beautiful.
Call a question.
Call the question.
All right, let's do it.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
I'm going to abstain.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
And can you make sure in that it says that we get CC'd as the board? I just want to make sure. Thank
I
you.
did note that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, item F is consider approval to participate in the Louisiana Public Service Commission Energy Efficiency Program. That would be Charlie.
Recently got, the total grant is for $243,000. It's for Amy Westside it's from Louisiana Public Service Commission to install controls on all of our HVAC units. That's something we've been working on for about a year now. We finally got approved for it. It will not cost the school system anything. Everything is going to be paid through the grant.
All right. So this is an action item.
No action item needed.
Motion to approve.
We got a motion to approve by Mr. Westmoreland and a second by Ms. Richards. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns on this item? All right.
Any money we can get.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, we'll go ahead and, good news here, Piers. Go ahead and call for vote. Thank you.
Mr. Anthony?
Yes.
Mr. Westmoreland?
Yes.
Ms. Abrams?
Yes.
Ms. Dominguez?
Yes.
Mr. Duncan?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Piazza?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Item 5, superintendent reports and recommendations, general updates. Ms. Melissa Stilley.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I just want to mention some dates that are coming up. Well, first of all, yesterday, we had our new teacher orientation at Southeastern at the Kiva, And of course, I think it's a 3-day training, but we were there on Monday to welcome them. We had about 130 new teachers to the district that were there. Today, we had our back-to-school principals meeting here in this room. And August 3rd, our teachers and school staff will return to work. And then August the 10th, our students, which is a Monday. It's a little different than what we've had in the past. I think our students usually started on a Thursday or Friday, but this year it is a Monday, August the 10th. And I just want to remind families about the family toolkit that's on our website that has a lot of, well, everything that they would need for back to school information, questions they might have that's coming up. And then also August the 4th, which is Tuesday, we're having our back to school rally at Southeastern with our employees. So just want to remind the board about that. It starts at 8:30. That's all I have.
It's August 6th, correct?
August 4th.
I'm sorry, good, I'm glad you repeated that, thank you. All right, item 6 is litigation. We have 2 items, and we will need a motion to move into executive session for these
Before
items.
we do that, Mr. President, do we have any general public
I
input?
was fixing to ask that question,
Yeah,
if we
before
can
we
move
go
that
into
forward.
All right, so we will move to item 8, which is public input. And we do have 2 items, or 2 speakers for public input. And I will go ahead and call up Miss Leanne Partridge. And Ms. Partridge, as you're walking up, you probably have read this, but I want to make sure that other people in the room know that generally speaking, we do not respond as individual board members or as a board to the public comment, but we obviously will think about it. And if anybody wants to address anything they may heard, they are able to do that during their board acknowledgement period. And otherwise, we will give you 5 minutes, and the floor will be yours.
Right. Good evening. I'm Leanne Partridge. I'm an LPC licensed professional counselor, blessed to be starting my 5th year as the counselor at La Ranja Elementary School. I'm here this evening advocating for all of the counselors in our Tangipahoa Parish school system, some of which are here with me this evening. In years past, the counselors were included in the $2,000 stipend, but with the proposed changes that are coming this year, many critical positions, including counselors, are excluded from that full stipend. Counselors in our school system are no longer simply guidance counselors. Most of us are actual licensed mental health professionals, requiring advanced degrees, licensing, and continuing education. We have 41 full-time counselors in the Tangipahoa system. We serviced 17,896 students this past school year. Our TPSS student-to-counselor ratio is 436 to 1. The national recommended counselor-to-student ratio is 250 to 1. In our elementary and middle school, there are 27 of us, 16 of which are licensed. That's 60%. We documented direct contact student hours, student contacts, 20,948 direct student contacts from the counselors to the students in the elementary and middle school last year. That averaged about 775 for each counselor. Those direct contacts were anything from student check-ins and counseling sessions, behavioral and conflict resolution, collaborative meetings and consultations, and academic and SEL support. Additionally, we documented 4,799 indirect contact hours. Your counselors are doing professional development and training. We're doing administrative and operational support. We're doing school-wide supervision and duties, collaborative consultations, threat assessments, suicide assessments, and DCFS consultations, all while also doing SEL program management. We are not only there on a daily basis for our students, but also for our faculty and our staff. It is concerning to us to begin the year already anticipating that we're going to be earning less than we did last year. I urge you to consider counselors as critical personnel and the value we bring to our campuses. As counselors, most of us are very passionate about what we do and the difference we strive to make on a daily basis. We see our jobs as our calling. I respectfully request, as you are tasked with the difficulty of this year's policy and financial issues, that you do not discount those of us who are not K through 12 classroom teachers and have been tagged as support staff. Support is a huge part of what we do, but it is not simply all that we are. Thank you.
All right, our second public input is Ms. Lisa Jinko. Ms. Lisa, I'm sure you heard what I told Ms. Partridge. I'm not going to make any comments. I don't know if somebody in the room may, but we won't up here. So go ahead.
I got
Floor is
you.
yours.
Thank you so much. Superintendent Stilley and the board, my name is Lisa Jinko. I'm the principal at Larandra Elementary School. Blessed to be leading our Wolf Pack this year. I just want to come to the board tonight and Superintendent Stilley and our executive team, along with Mr. Kirkland, who I see is here, who I wanted to also recognize, along with Mr. Muse, to thank you all for the job of getting us fresh new paint for our building and our school. It is amazing what a fresh coat of paint will do for the morale of your school. And so throughout the year, I saw the need for that. And so I asked for a bid on that to be done, and it was done, and our campus looks beautiful. We just had beautification day. I would be remiss if I didn't thank my personal landscapers, Mr. Joey Piazza and Mr. Ron Jinko. But it was amazing for our little Wolf Cubs to be on campus with us for beautification day and say, Miss Jinko, our school looks so pretty. And so that's what it's about, because it's not always about academics as what we do, but we want to make our faculty want to come to work. Our teachers are very blessed. They've been on campus getting their classrooms ready, and they are excited just to walk into a nice, freshly painted door. And so I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time tonight to thank you for that, and we are blessed to have that done at our school. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can we go ahead and do board acknowledgements too?
Absolutely.
I'd like to speak to the public input that was offered.
With that being said, Mr. Duncan, would you like to lead us off, please?
I'll just kick us off. Look, I want to, since we have counselors in the room, I want to say that I think we would love to fund the stipend for our counselors, not just our counselors, but I believe our nurses were left out in the executive order. Our pre-K teachers were left out of the executive order. Our assistant principals were left out of the executive order, and our principals. And not only were they left out, but the order that the governor has somehow, wants us to figure out how to deal with, awards $1,000 to our other support staff, but $0 to the ones that I just mentioned. None of it makes sense. It's a political maneuver. I'm disappointed that our legislators supported it, but this board is going to figure out how to do this. I hope that we are able. We've got to figure out how to come up with. I think so far the number is 6 or 6.5.
So what the governor has is 5.1. If we do what we did last year, it would be about 6.6. It would be an additional about $1.5 million to make.
So five to do what the governor asked. We got to come up with that portion, and then we got to come up with how we're going to do the right thing by all of our other employees. And we also want to make sure that all of the stipends that we have funded in previous years is funded again this year. So we don't want to take away from previous stipends or step raises or performance stipends or any of that to figure out how to make this happen, even though the governor said that we could do that. And then I've also, I think, expressed in other places that, we're finally, after many, many years of having to lay the groundwork to do it, we're finally making progress on facility needs that we have had to put off in the past because we were prioritizing the need to do compensation for our employees, which was the right thing to do. But we have a lot of complexities to figure out how to make this work. I know that the administration and the board, between now and when this has to get done in January, we will figure this out. The only caution, and I'm confident we will figure it out for this year. The big caution and concern is that if the governor attempts to do this again next year, I don't know how that will work. So we could probably, I'm pretty confident we will be able to get through and do this 1 year, but I hope that everybody that is now paying attention will be paying attention when the legislature goes back into session and they make sure that we do not let them do this to us again, because it isn't going to work 2 years in a row. It's just not. So anyway, that's all I have on that.
Anything else on anything else?
Nope, that's it. I'm done.
All right. Mr. Mingus, would you like to be next?
Well, I won't say I'll echo what he said, but I'm going to echo what he said, because we've all been saying that. We were just very upset, to say it mildly. And, I mean, I got a few phone calls myself about it, but it's totally ridiculous. So we're going to do our due diligence to figure it out somehow, because we definitely don't want to cut the salaries of any of our employees or any step raises or any of that, because we've worked many years to continue those step raises. Under Bobby Jindal, we went many years, and some of you may have been here, when we didn't have any step raise at all for many, many, many years. And I know our unions here, she can attest to that. We don't want to do that again. So, we're going to do everything we can, and we thank y'all for coming. I'm going to suggest y'all get together, send that letter to the legislators, to the governor's secretary or whatever, because he needs to understand what he's doing. I don't think he does, really, truly, I don't. So I'm also going to just wish everybody a great start of our new year. This is the start of my very last school start as a school board member. And so I'm just going to wish everybody blessings for a great start, and congratulations, Ms. Jinko. We're happy that you stepped up to be our principal, and all of our other new principals that we were able to appoint this year. So good luck to all of you, and congratulations.
Mr. Moore.
Okay, so I'm going to take this opportunity to voice some concerns that I have. Concerns that I have addressed to the public, concerns that I am getting phone calls about. Number one, the desegregation court order has not been vacated. We are still under a desegregation court order. I just want to get that out of the way so that people can stop asking me that. But if you need an explanation, I'll be glad to do that, of course. All right, I voiced my concerns before about the changes that are being implemented at the Tangipahoa Parish Alternative School. I question whether reducing instructional capacity of the alternative school by converting approximately half of its classrooms into office space for the virtual learning program was in the best interest of the students, the faculty, and the reasons why the facility was designed and why it's there in the first place. Okay, despite those concerns, the changes have moved forward. My disappointment is not with virtual learning itself. I've always been a proponent of virtual learning. I think we've done an excellent job of actually creating a virtual learning program that works. I just don't believe that virtual learning has an important place within our, I do believe it has an important place. My concern is whether the alternative school is in the appropriate location for housing. That program, when other facilities or administrative spaces have been available without sacrificing classrooms intended for face-to-face instruction. The alternative school on Crystal Street was not renovated by chance. It was renovated because the federal court that oversees our long-standing desegregation case ordered that improvements be made to provide students assigned to alternative school with the education that is appropriate and in a safe environment that is equitable for learning as well. Those improvements represent a significant investment in students who often have the greatest educational behavior and social emotional needs. Now, classrooms built and renovated for students are being used as offices for employees whose primary responsibilities do not require classrooms filled with students. That is difficult for me to reconcile with for repurposing for the things that those renovations were made for. I also remain concerned about instructional capacity. Based on information available to me, more than 100 students are expected to receive face-to-face services at the alternative school this year, while only 4 classroom teachers are assigned. If those figures are accurate, that raises a legitimate question about whether students will continue to receive the individualized attention that alternative education is intended to provide, and whether staffing levels are consistent with applicable educational requirements. I also find it difficult to reconcile this decision with the rationale, because the district used to with the rationale that the district used to justify building additional classrooms elsewhere. We have argued that schools and other parts of the parish need more classrooms because of overcrowding. Yet at the same time, we are reducing the number of available classrooms at the alternative school for students who arguably need smaller learning environments and greater support than any other student population we serve. Over the past my disappointment is not with virtual learning itself, as I have said once before. I remain concerned about instructional capacity. I also find it difficult to reconcile this decision with rationale that the district has used. Over the past several weeks, I have heard from many members of the community who have shared their concerns with me. Some have expressed the belief that reducing the educational use of this recently renovated facility feels like a response to the federal courts requiring the district to invest in the school, serving students who have historically been undeserved. Could you bear with me here? The best way to address concerns like these is through openness, data, and a clear educational rationale. If this decision truly deserves, if this decision truly serves students, then the district should be prepared to demonstrate why these classrooms were needed for virtual learning staff, why other locations were not suitable, how face-to-face services will be maintained, and how students assigned to alternative education will benefit from these changes. Every decision we make sends a message about what we value. I believe the alternative school remains first and foremost a place dedicated to serving students who need intensive, in-person education support. These students deserve our very best, not less. They need not fewer instructional resources, and most certainly, we need to reserve and preserve, our concerns about their future and how the school benefits them. I sincerely hope that moving forward, the board will carefully evaluate any additional changes affecting the alternative school and ensure that the educational needs of these students remain our highest priority. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Piazza.
Okay, I'm gonna try to follow that. I'm gonna not echo what Mr. Duncan said. I'm gonna do a little better than that. I think that every single one of you back there are a critical staff member. Y'all missed one thing in your job title. Y'all didn't talk about how y'all counsel teachers too, because when we get upset, we go to you guys for y'all to give us some advice. So to kind of echo what he said to that degree, I know this board is going to try to work their very best to make sure we reconcile what the governor has put us through. I've championed that online multiple times. I've seen probably some of your comments on Tangi parents and teachers and staff. And guys, I can't agree more. I don't think anybody in our administration staff or on this board don't think that y'all do a critical role in our school system and deserve to be compensated for that role. The biggest thing for us is finding that deficit, figuring out how we can be creative to make sure we're covering every member of our staff that does critical work. I think that's on par with what everybody does here. So I want to thank you guys for what you do. I want to thank you for the things that you didn't list tonight on that sheet that probably go unheard. I know many faces over there in that crowd, and I personally thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for what you do for our kids and our staff. Ms. Jinko, I would like to thank you for your thank you. I would like to request a air conditioner job next year with Mr. Jinko. I think we've earned it for 2 years. I'm sure that's not going to be the case, but thank you for allowing us on campus. My son had a heck of a time. He was supposed to be doing garbage. I think he played more than he did any garbage pickup. So I'm sorry if there's still trash on the ground. He's delayed. I say this every single year for the start of school, and I'm going to say it every year that I'm on this board. We do some amazing things here in Tangipahoa Parish. We have some amazing staff members. We have amazing community members, and you have an amazing board and administrative staff that cares for every student and every faculty member that walk through those doors. So therefore, I am telling every community member that's going to get on Tangi Parents in the next few weeks and say, this is a problem, that's a problem, this is a problem, that's a problem, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, my baby didn't get this. Have some grace. Things get worked out as time goes by. We are human, we make mistakes, processes get fixed, processes get better. Make sure you have some grace. Don't go shout out teachers on Tangi Parents, guys. They're human, they have a job to do too, and trust me, you don't want to go in them schools and try to do their job. It is not easy. It is not something for the faint of heart, especially with everything the state and we demand them to do. So give them the respect they deserve, and that comes with some grace. If you have a problem, reach out to your principals, your assistant principals. Go on our website to do a conflict if you have a severe problem. But don't resort to Facebook. And if you're listening to Facebook for your information, make sure you're following us at tangischools.org and not Tangi Parents for your information. Thank you as a board for all that y'all have done over the summer. It has been very productive. Thank you to our maintenance crews for everything they've done to get the campus ready, and to our administrative staff who's been on our campuses all summer long while everybody else has been at home drinking margaritas. And to my wife, I am sorry that alarm clock's about to go off early and it's about to start happening, but hey, you'll make it through to the next holiday break, which will be Labor Day. Labor Day.
Day off.
Hey, look, we count Labor Day. If you're an educator, you count Labor Day, buddy.
Weekend.
But again, thank y'all for everything you do. I'm proud to sit on this board and with all my fellow board members and this administrative staff. Again, echoing y'all in the back of the room, y'all are not forgotten. You are very important to us. And we are going to do our very best to make sure we do what is right for our staff and our people that work for us, okay? Just make it a very good point to tell your legislators how you feel and your governor how you feel, because can't tell you how many times on Facebook I had to say, 0 money is coming from the state. 0. So when the governor says I gave all these raises, he gave none. This board will give them.
All right, thank you. Mr. Richards.
Trent, just before we get started, I'd like to have my statement. Yeah, I'd like to have it admitted as part of the record.
Okay, all right.
I sent it to you.
You got that, Mr. Amanda?
You can put mine on record, too. I want the governor to see
I've
that.
got
Yeah,
yours.
make sure, Jeff.
And yes, send to me, please.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Richards.
We're going to say to the audience that that's that side, the long side. This is the short side.
This is the short-winded people, that's the long-winded
Y'all going to
people.
get this
We'll
side.
get on that side next year. Can we move?
Yes, we want to echo what Mr. Duncan said and said that, so that you all know that we really do appreciate you and all that you do and all of our staff. And we're going to work tirelessly till we can find the money, like Brett said, up under a couch somewhere, up under a pillow, wherever we can find it, because we appreciate you and we know what you're doing. And the other thing that I just wanted to put a plug in, is for my Roseland community, to let them know that we as a board, and especially me, I'm totally in support of the community center there, and we're excited about having it and getting it. It's just that we just need to come together and make all of the legal stuff work and come together. But for us having a community center in Roseland, that is going to be a great thing for our community and for our children.
Ms. Mee? To echo over there on Joey, when he said to have grace on the Tangi parent page, there's another thing that they can do. There's going to be 3 open seats on this board, maybe in one of them. So if you have a problem with our school system, now's your time to step up to the plate and run for school board. This is not an easy job, guys. I'm not going to lie. And we have teachers, not our staff, that's not getting a raise, and it's not our fault. And we have to deal with the state government because of what they're doing. You know, we're taking away from our children too. They're taking MFP money from our kids and putting it and making you think they're giving you a raise, but they're not. It's coming from us. So our children are suffering, our staff are suffering, and it's not fair to our school systems. We're fortunate. We have money that is set aside because we have a good finance department. Some of these school districts, they're having to close schools.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sad that they're having to do this because they can't give their employees raises. So that's one thing. To echo on what Mr. Jerry said, Mr. Jerry, you know I love you to death, but I have to say this about the alternative school. If you don't want to be there, don't act up and stay in the home school you're supposed to be in. That's the bottom line. If you that alternative school is there for kids that are acting out, and we want those kids to be disciplined and to go back into their school system. But a good way not to be there is don't get in trouble. Stay at your home school, and you won't have to worry about going to a school that doesn't have enough teachers and doesn't have enough space. We have to worry about the kids that are actually wanting to learn in our schools, to give them room and to give them good teacher ratio. Other than that, welcome to Laranja. I'm so glad that we have Miss Lisa Jinko at Laranja Elementary. Welcome Ryan Joseph back home to Independence High. This will be my last few months to go, but I'm still hoping that we're going to get a lot accomplished at Laranja and Independence. Thank you.
All that was Bree?
Yeah. Yeah, if she didn't follow it, she
Yeah, y'all didn't listen. Thank y'all, counselors. You know, as a family, lawyer, and all, y'all are very vital to not only the school system, but our society. So we definitely thank y'all for y'all's service. And we, like everybody says, we're going to do what we can do. And it's hard to believe we're going to say it's starting 26, 27 school year, but it is. So Ms. Stilley says we're going to start strong so we can finish strong.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I don't know what I can say that these guys haven't said. I echo, thank y'all so much for what you do. You can obviously see what our opinion is. If we can make it happen, it'll happen. And you got the best financial team, best assistant superintendents. I think a really good superintendent here too. So if they can find it, we're going to approve it and you'll get it. Also, thank you, Ms. Jinko, and congratulations. I know I've said it on every post that I saw that came across, but it looks like you've compiled a really good, strong team there too. So congratulations on that. Otherwise, I will not hold y'all up all day. We're going to probably move back to item 6, which is litigation. Oh, just have a great start to the school year. Keep on doing, don't get discouraged. Just keep on doing what you do. We need you now more than ever. And I think our, I've said this a million times, our last start of the school year was, I think, our best ever. And I think that this one can be even better. And if it is, we can all chill out. Because my first 2 years, no offense to anybody up here that worked hard for it, but we struggled. It was calls. Last year it was crickets. So thank you. And thank you all out here.
knock on wood.
We're going to move on to item 6, which is back to litigation.
Move to enter into executive session to consider the case of Joyce Marie Moore and the case of Tangipahoa Parish School System versus Roseland.
Thank you, Mr. Beckett. We got a motion and a second by Mr. Piazza. Any opposition to moving into executive session? Hearing none, we will move to executive session.
Channel 17, proudly serving the Florida parishes.
All right, having returned from executive session on the two items that were discussed, item A, consider the case of Joyce Marie Moore. There's no action on that item. Item B, discussion of Roseland property litigation, and there was no action on that item. And we have already completed board acknowledgement and public input, so therefore, we are free to adjourn. Thank you all very much.